Good morning, everyone. We are coming to you live via Facebook streaming, YouTube streaming, and also via Skype. Each one of you is welcome to this live streaming. Sutras of Vigyan Bhairav Tantra, from sound to silence. From sound to silence. There are 3 sutras in this. 3 sutras. The first says, silently intone a word, beginning, silently intone a word, ending in ah. Then in the h, effortlessly, the spontaneity, using the actual language of the sutra, silently intone a word, ending in ah, then in the h, effortlessly, the spontaneity. Second sutra is stopping ears by pressing and the rectum by contracting, enter the sound. The third, enter the sound of your name, and through this sound, all sounds. Before we go into the explanation of these sutras, certain things need to understand. Tantra is not a philosophy, it is a science. But there is a difference between the science that you know and Tantra. Science is objective, Tantra is subjective. But still it is a science, not a philosophy. Although philosophy deals with subjectivity, Tantra deals with subjectivity with a scientific approach, scientific analysis. Philosophy thinks about the truth, the unknown, the ultimate. Science tries to discover what it is. Science enters the immediate. Philosophy thinks of the ultimate. Philosophy is always looking towards the sky. Science is more down to earth. Tantra is not concerned with the ultimate. Tantra is not concerned with the ultimate, with the immediate, the here and now. Tantra says ultimate is hidden in the immediate. What you see, what is visible to your eyes, if you go deep into it, the ultimate is hidden in it. You need not worry about ultimate. By worrying about ultimate, you will miss the immediate. Food has 2 aspects. The physical aspect, the nutrients, what you are eating, but there is a subtle value of the food, how it is cooked, how it is consumed. So the invisible is hidden in the visible. If you are worrying about the invisible, unknown and unknowable, you will miss the immediate. You have to eat the food in a particular manner, with a particular understanding. Only then the ultimate will surface. It may not be visible to you, but the intrinsic value of the food will provide you a different kind of nourishment. Food is physical, it nourishes the body, but its intrinsic quality that comes by how it is prepared, what is the inner state of the one who cooks and one who serves and one who eats, in what state of awareness. That is the intrinsic value, and that nourishes your being. So food has two aspects, visible and invisible. In the same way, everything has a visible and invisible aspect. I am speaking to you, you are hearing it, you are seeing me, the words are reaching your ears, it is creating some ripples in your mind, maybe thoughts may be arising, maybe you think that something like this I have never heard. It is an altogether new way of looking into the life and things. But along with the word is the container that carries the energy field, that carries the tawajjuh, the look, the expression on the face. All these carry the energy field. Together they form the energy field. That energy field you cannot see. It is that energy field which is working with you. If I become silent, you will not be able to decipher that. Riding the words, intonation, the modulation, the expression, all these are the outer dimension. Riding these, the subtle energy, the energy field works, moves, and it is the energy field that works. Words are very trivial. Sometimes if you see, the words reaching you, but they do not go deep into it. But when the words carry the energy field with it, the choice of the words, the gap between the words, the accent, intonation, all these things combined together creates an energy field, which is very important. In the same way, when you are cooking food, the choice of the ingredients, the choice of the cooking method, and what is the consciousness at the moment when you are cooking. I remember when we were growing, there was one of the devotees, he was very old. He used to make an offering which Hindus call as Parsaat. Very simple, made with whole wheat flour. So the flour, the ingredients which are used for it is flour, clarified butter or ghee, sugar, dry fruits like almond, cashew nuts, cardamom, the lotus seeds, that is known as in Hindi makhana. When he is making that all together during the entire period, he is meditative. He is chanting the mantras. It is done everything with a certain, like when first of all he will fry all the dry nuts. The ghee is poured, the heat is turned on, and with each particular mantra he will fry one item. And how long will it take? He is introspective, meditative, and when one mantra completes, because the cooking time of each of the item is different. If it is cooked over a period of time, it burns, its right texture is not attained. So he will choose a mantra to fry the lotus seeds, next to toast the almonds, the shredded almonds, shredded cashew nuts, raisins, then the flour. So everything is done through the mantras. He is introspective. During that time when we are cooking now, when we are eating, we have our mobile phone with us. Anytime a sound comes in, sound of WhatsApp message or any other, we leave that and watch it. He will not make that. It's a simple item made with whole wheat flour. This is what is called Punjiri in Hindi language. But the taste of that is totally different than any other person who makes this item. So what it is happening, these ingredients, the white flour, the whole wheat flour, the clarified butter, the makhana, the almonds, the cashew nuts, the raisins, the sugar, all these are physical elements. But into that physical elements, he infuses the energy field of the mantras, and he is the channel to put that, to infuse that energy into it. And then it becomes not only nutritious, tasty, but it is physical item, but it has intrinsic values. The invisible has been infused into it. In every fiber of it, it is there. In the same way, when a master speaks, his looks, his gestures, his expressions, the choice of words, the gaps between the words, the voice modulation, all these things put together infuses the energy field or tawajjuh into that sequence of the words, and it is that which works. So Tantra says the ultimate is hidden in the immediate. Immediate, that Punjiri, that Parsaat is in front of you. This is immediate, that you are seeing it, you are consuming it. So do not worry about the ultimate. By worrying about the ultimate, you will miss the immediate, how it is made, and if you start questioning many things, you will miss what it has been in front of you. The ultimate is hidden in the immediate. The invisible is hidden in the visible. So by thinking about the ultimate at that moment, or having a different consciousness, you will miss it. If the immediate should be missed because of it, you will miss the ultimate as well. That is why it is very important to accept the food when it is offered in the temples, be it Sikh temple, be it any other place, be it Khwaja Garib Nawaz shrine or any other occasion. This approach, philosophy is just a smoke. The approach of Tantra is scientific, but it is subjective. It has subjectivity infused into it. The object is different from the so-called science. Science tries to understand the object and the objective world, all that is associated with it. The elements of the periodic table, its values, its its balancing, and all that, the atomic configuration and so on and so forth. Tantra is the science of the reality that is hidden behind your eyes, the subjectivity. But the approach of looking at that subjectivity is totally scientific. In a scientific manner, which mantra should be used, what is the duration of chanting of this mantra, and what is the duration of the time of this particular ingredient, which is physical and you can observe it, you can see it, you can feel it, will take to get the right texture by frying it in the deep frying in the oil without burning. So Tantra believes in experimenting, in experiencing, and unless you can experience, everything is just a wastage of energy. I have heard once Mullah Nasruddin was crossing a street. Just in front of the church, he knocked down by a hit and run driver. He was an old man. Crowd gathered. Someone was saying that this man cannot survive. The priest of church ran out. He came near and he found that the old man was just going to die. So he prepared to administer the last rites according to Christian tradition. He came near and asked the dying mullah, "Do you believe in God the Father? Do you believe in God the Son? Do you believe in God the Holy Ghost, the Christian way?" Mullah opened his eyes and said, "My God, I am dying and this man is asking me the puzzles." All philosophy is like this. Life may come to an end any moment. The priest, the society, everybody is asking the puzzles while you are dying. Moment to moment your life is coming to an end. Every moment you are dying. Every moment, everyone is on the deathbed, because death can happen any moment. But philosophy goes on asking and answering the puzzles. Tantra says it is good for children to philosophize, but those who are wise will not waste their time behind the philosophy. What is philosophy? Philosophy, if I ask you about a place, let's say each one of you is watching this live streaming from a different city. Suppose a tourist comes to your city and wants to visit the important places in the city, what is the way? You have a tourist map of that city, all the tourist destinations with their images and the good point and the vibe and the important aspects of it. Can you bring that tourist pamphlet with the map of the city of your city? Can you take him, hold his finger and let him move the finger on the outline of the map, point to the picture that this is the beautiful temple. It was built nearly 2000 years. It has the gold mounted on its top, this and that. Oh, this city is very old. The subway was built so long ago. This is philosophy. The science is you take him on the journey of the city, take him to the various spots, tourist spots, and on the spot you are taking him on a tour. At the same time you are explaining to him two things together. This is arduous. Sitting in your air-conditioned office or place, you can show him the map and explain to him this is philosophy, and a journey through it is arduous and is the right way. Philosophy is like this, asking puzzles when you are dying. Tantra says philosophy is good for children to philosophize, but those who are wise, they will not waste their time in philosophy. They should try to know, not to think, because through thinking, no knowledge, no understanding comes. Through thinking, you go on webbing the words, creating patterns of words. It leads nowhere. You remain the same. No transformation happens. No new insight comes to you. Old man just goes on gathering dust. Knowing is a totally different phenomenon. It does not mean thinking about it. Thinking about anything, the tourist spot in your city, is not knowledge. It means going deep into the existence itself in order to know. You went on a trip. It is arduous. You may have to walk. You may have to use the umbrella to protect you from this heat of the sun, or things like these. Knowing means going deep into the existence itself in order to know. Moving into the existence, remember this, that Tantra is not philosophy, it is science. A subjective science. This is a totally different word. Subjective and science, yes, indeed it is so. Tantra is subjective science. The approach is scientific and non-philosophic, but it is about the subjectivity. It is very down to earth, concerned with the immediate. Immediate is to be used as a door. As a door, when you open the antique train in your city or the museum, you enter it. This is the way. Through the immediate, you open the door of the museum You enter it. This is immediate. This is what you can see. When you enter that, through that, you can go through the rigors, through the deeper aspects of each sculpture that is there. Each painting is there. Everything you can know, and you can go deep into that aspect. The ultimate happens only when you enter the immediate. In order to know in details about the museum, you have to enter the immediate, the physical that is visible in front of you. And it is there. There is no other way to reach it. Philosophy is not the way in the eyes of Tantra. As I said, having the map, tourist map of your city in front of you with all the it is helpful. It is certainly helpful, but it is not the ultimate. Philosophy is not the way in the eyes of Tantra. It is a false way. It only appears that this is the way. It is the door, which is not. It simply appears to be door. It is a false door. The moment you try to enter, you come to know that you cannot enter. It is just a painted door. There is no door in reality. Philosophy is like a painted door. If you sit by its sides, go on thinking and thinking about it, it is good. If you try to enter it, it is a wall. So every philosophy is good for the purpose of philosophizing, for experiencing. Philosophy is important, is useless. That is why there is so much importance given to the techniques in Tantra. So much insistence on the techniques. Because science can do nothing but give a technology, whether of outside world or of the inside world. Meditation is the scientific way of going into the inner exploration. The very word Tantra means technique. The very word Tantra means the technique. That is why in this small and yet the greatest and deepest book, Vigyan Bhairav Tantra, which was given almost 5,000 years ago in response to the question of Shiva's concert. Devi is sitting on the lap of Shiva with her head bent. She is looking at the face of Shiva. Shiva is meditative. Devi asks questions. What is thy reality? What is this wonderful universe? In response to each question, Shiva gives a technique. If you do this, you will know it. You will know what is this wonderful universe. What is thy reality? Just 112 techniques to reach the ultimate through the immediate. 112 techniques are given in Vigyan Bhairav Tantra in order to know that particular, to visit a particular city. You have to explore all that comprises the beauty, the history of that city. And that is immediate. Through the immediate you reach the ultimate. Only this much for now. And tomorrow I will take the individual sutras. The first sutra, silently intone a word and ending in ah, the sound ah. Then in the effortlessly, the spontaneity. These are very precise, like the Sufi parables or the parables of Jesus, very concise, like a chemistry formula in chemistry. How water is made in a lab. 2 molecules of hydrogen, 2 molecules of water, when interact in the presence of magnesium dioxide, you get 1 atomic molecule of water plus energy, oxygen. And Mn2 magnesium dioxide acts only as a catalyst. This you have to understand. Only this much for this morning. Until we meet again tomorrow at the same time from our studios in Trinidad. It is Eastern time, 6:30 in the morning. In New York time is 5:30. Indian time will be 4 o'clock in the afternoon, Saturday. Until tomorrow, take care and do have a pleasant day.